Well, hello there. It's a Dart sandwich. Big and little. You know, they say you can never go back, but that's not true. Sometimes you can. For one thing, 12 years ago, I had a recording studio in this building right by the shop. And I used to have a 70 swinger. It was black with a white tail stripe. It looked very much like this one. I also once bump started a 74 Dart custom sedan in this exact spot because the starter died. But in more recent history, when I got my Cobra, I traded this car, a 72 swinger, to the owner as part of the deal. He was pretty excited about it. I was very excited about it because manual transmission V8 8 3/4 disc brake equipped swingers aren't exactly growing on trees anymore, and they're hard to find. Cheap thrills and muscle cars are hard to find these days, but deals are still out there. This car is living proof. The seller of the car didn't actually know what it was. It was listed as a 73 Dart. He said it had a professional 4-speed conversion, which I can assure you it does not, but all the correct parts are there. Those parts are expensive nowadays, so this thing was quite the get. One thing in the for sale ad told me that there was more to this deal than met the eye. That vent window. The pictures were terrible and taken at night. You couldn't even see what the nose looked like, but you could see the bulge on the hood. This is actually a 74 Plymouth nose. Totally incorrect. This crinkled inner fender tells the story. This car saw some stuff at some point in its history. Here you can see the non-original scabby looking 318 with a shiny new carburetor and master cylinder and other parts I threw on the car. This Dart was originally a slant 6, 3 on the tree, swinger special. They're the cheapest Dart you could get in these years, and they're really neat. Someone just happened to transplant all these V8 4-speed goodies, including the 8 3/4 rear end with sure grip center diff. Incidentally, it has small bolt pattern wheels in the back on the 8 3/4 and big bolt pattern in the front on the disc brakes from a later car. So there's some interesting stuff going on. All in all though, it's all good stuff. There's a little bit more dog on the back seat than when I had it last. But look, the dome light even works. I mean, it's just incredible. Actually, the only reason anything electrical on the car works is thanks to my efforts. And that includes the blower motor, which is on a toggle down here. The fuel gauge did work, but then it pegged out, as many of them do. You catch it fast enough and pull that little regulator on the back out, you won't fry your gauges. They just don't work anymore. Oh, and the amp gauge, whoop, is wired backwards, which I find hilarious. Look at all of those oil pressures. This engine's fairly healthy for what it is, although the Chinesium reproduction carburetor does leave a bit to be desired. If I hang on to this thing, I think a 4-barrel swap has to be in its future. No, the car is not perfect. Actually, you know, kind of far from it. Although I've seen much worse. It is perfect for doing dumb stuff. Woohoo! And having fun. Except every time you do try to have fun, you're rewarded. Or punished. Come on. Damn thing. There it goes. Oh yes. I mean, even the brake warning works. It just doesn't idle sometimes. It's got an attitude problem. And the brand new choke cable I installed doesn't move anymore. Funny story. I painted this thing in between rain showers this fall. I did wipe off most of the car, but you can tell which spots I missed. I was over there in the alley with a rag and a rattle can, happy as a pig in its own poop. As mentioned before, there's just something about the smell of rust tough semi-flat black that just makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. It looks pretty good at night, in the dark, from 50 feet away, while squinting. Oh, it's junk. Better scrap it. If you look real close, you can actually see one little scrap of the original yellow. It was mostly in horrible white paint when I got it. So that's my 72 Swinger. Future plans. I'd really like to put a correct-ish nose on the front, ideally with a 70-71 grille, as they look a million times better. I would like it to idle and continue to run. I would like the front tires not to rub. And I suppose I should touch up the spots of paint that fell off. Other than that, it's just about perfect. Anyone want to buy a Plymouth nose? Thanks for watching. Oh yeah. And hit the subscribe button. What are you waiting for? Was that dented before? Hey! You're ruining my paint!